Okay, so what we've done before is we've done y equals mx plus b. We've done the slope-intercept, which is the slope-intercept form. We've done the standard form, and we've done point-slope form, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to use those. We're mainly going to be working with y equals mx plus b today, which is, I think, is the easiest one. I like it. We're going to learn about parallel lines and perpendicular lines. This should be pretty easy. Parallel lines are, as you guys know, they're two lines that never ever cross. As far up or down or left or right as they go, they never ever cross, right? And perpendicular are two lines that come together to make four right angles, right? And they're completely up and down, completely left and right. That's perpendicular.
Yeah.
Okay? So each one of these quadrants, so this would be perpendicular right here, as long as I don't touch it. Okay, and you can twist that, you can turn it, you can use it for, there's a lot of like graphing you can do, there's a lot of artwork on the computer that you can do with that. There's just a lot of options for that. So we're going to do the math equation for that, or the math equivalent. So if you look at example 1 on 5.5, page 319, they have you write an equation for a parallel line. So it says write the equation of the line that passes through -3 and -5 and is parallel to line y equals 3, -1. So what we're going to do first, where is my marker? Right here. We're going to write y equals mx plus b. And as you guys know, y and x are y and x. M is the slope, and b is wherever it crosses on the y-axis, right? Okay, so we're going to take, we're going to borrow the slope from the equation that is set up in your book. We're going to put the slope in. And then we're going to take that point that they gave us and put that in for the x and the y. So -3 here plus b equals -5. And we're going to solve for b because we're going to find out where that new slope or that new parallel line crosses on the y-axis. So everything is the same except for where it crosses on the y-axis. Okay?
AB plus times.
Oh my goodness, I'm dividing. Wow. It's been a long day, guys. Sorry. Okay, so 9 plus 5 is, so b would be, or 4 would be your new number. So the new answer would be y equals, keep the same slope because it's parallel. That would be your answer. That make sense? Okay. So I'm going to give you one to do on your board by yourself. There should be an example or a sample problem there. The guided one on the bottom? Yep, go ahead and do that one.
Which one?
The one on the bottom of the page, number 1, the example. You see it?
The guided practice one?
Yes. You can have just a negative x, or it can be -1. It's the same thing.
Yeah, there's a 5, plus 5.
There's another number 1 at the bottom
Oh,
of 319.
is to
Oh,
check.
I-
Don't do
We're
it.
making it parallel.
The only reason why they have a line there, or they have
What do you
the y equals negative x plus 5, the only reason they give you that equation is so that you can get the slope from there. The rest of it you forget about. Because
That's what I did.
that is the line. Here, let me,
Because I was just plugging in the numbers. I'm like, wait, why is it?
yeah, let me change this.
Five's the y-intercept.
Okay,
on this
so-
one,
It's parallel to the line, so you're not using that y intercept.
Right, so if I graph the one that they have negative 1.
Otherwise they would touch and it would be parallel.
Oh, wow, not negative 1.
Sort of.
Oh my gosh, so 9 is where it crosses.
Different discussion.
It's because you're holding it.
Oh, because I'm
Your
holding it.
haircut and
Oh.
the ladies are like, do you like it? And you're like,
Okay, so negative 1 over 1, negative 1 over 1, so anything
That
on
looks bad, do it again.
this line.
Can't. I already chopped all of it off.
Okay, so that is what they give you, correct?
Probably get it right.
Oh, no, that's the one we did, I'm sorry. And this is the one they give you, is 5. The rise is negative 1 over 1, so it's a negative slope.
parallel lines.
So my lines are a little weird, but
That's the one that's on the bottom is the, like, the one that starts at 5 is the plus 5 one, the one down here. And the other one we did,
yes.
that's the parallel line, and then the top one is the one we did.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You're
So we graph both lines in our answer, or just?
No, I'm just showing you, I'm just doing this so you can see.
And show that it's parallel, because otherwise it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, so you won't have to do this on your homework, but you do have to do this.
We don't have to graph unless it's specified.
Unless it specifies, but I'm not showing you. You guys already know how to graph these, right? Okay. Is that a
No,
question? All right. So go ahead and erase that. Let's get on to the next thing. Any questions on that before we move on? Okay. So the next one is actually going to be easier.
Easier than that.
Easier than that. I know. Perpendicular lines go up and down, left and right, right? So you can turn them, you can do whatever you want with them.
I took
Okay. Okay, so the only difference between, as long as it's y equals mx plus b, the only difference between the two lines, this one and this one, is that for the slope, you take the negative reciprocal. You guys know what a reciprocal is?
The opposite.
The opposite of a fraction, or
Yeah.
well, you can't really say opposite, but when you flip the numbers on a fraction, that's it. It's the only difference. So they're going to have you identify, let me just give you a random example. Y equals negative 1/3 x plus 6. Random question, random number. So the only difference for a perpendicular line is you make it a positive, make the slope a positive, and you put the top and the bottom reversed.
And then you would keep the y-intercept?
Keep the rest of it. So everything is the same except for these are opposites, both in where the number is and where the positive and negative is. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. So really, you can take any line, and just by looking at it, you can just flip this and then flip the symbol. And then automatically that's the perpendicular part of that. All right. So that is example 2. I would like you to go ahead and do number 2 on example 2 and tell me if that is, oh, hang on, before you get to number 2. They have A, B, and C in the example, right? So they want you to put it in y equals mx plus b form, and then decide which two are perpendicular or parallel. Okay, so take each one of those and put it in y equals mx plus b form. Looks like line A is already done for you. Very generous of them.
The what?
Line A is already in y equals mx plus b form.
No.
Line A.
Line B is.
Line B is,
Line B
A
is,
isn't.
A isn't.
Are you on the same page?
Are we doing the
320.
example or are we
Okay.
doing the
320.
guided practice?
320?
Oh, I was gonna have you look at the example first. If you wanna do the guided practice, you can do that
I
too.
thought we were doing the guided
Yeah,
practice.
I did, but then I reversed. I'm sorry. You can do,
So we're not doing that one?
how many of you have already started? Which one?
I
C.
The example?
I'm on line A.
Okay, go ahead and do number 2 on the guided practice. That's fine.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Yes, so B would be already in y equals mx plus b form.
If the parallel is this,
he's back.
We divide everything by 6, we get y by itself.
Oh, yeah.
And then do that.
Let me know when you have the answer.
A and C are.
Okay, so B and C are parallel, and you said which two are perpendicular?
B and A and C.
B and A and C. Good job.
I did it?
You did. Good job. All right. So let's. So go ahead and erase your board. Did everyone get that?
Yeah.
No. Okay. We'll work on that together.
Now those, do you want me to help explain that or not?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and take a minute. Well, let's do it on the board. All right. So we have 2x plus 6y equals -3, right? So we're just going to change this into y equals mx plus b. So we're going to leave this number over here. We need this x to be moved over. So we'll have 6y equals, moving that -3 over here, moving the 2, minus 2x, minus 2x. So that's almost it, right? So we're just going to get this 6 out of there. Divide this by 6, divide this by 6. So you have, I think I'm doing this right.
Oh.
It's y equals -1 third -1.
Yeah. Wow, 1/2. Again, basic math. 1/3 x. So that's A. This will be B, and I will have to put C somewhere else. Okay, B is y equals 3x. It's all moving around numbers. Oh wait, B's already done for me. So I'll put B up here. And I'll put C right here. There we go. Okay, so C is 1.5 negative y plus 4.5x equals 6. Okay, so we need to move this guy over. So let's equals, so minus 4.5. Plus. Okay, so now we have to get this guy out of the way. Let's get him out. Divided by -1/5, divided by so now we just have y over here, and
3x.
what?
Be 3x.
3x, thank you. And plus 4.
Well,
Thank
it'd be
you.
-4.
Yeah.
It'd be -4.
Negative 4?
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me use your calculator brains. Okay, so we have this one, and this one. Okay, so now we're going to compare this. So let's look at the negative, let's look at all these. Which one would be parallel to each other?
B and
So,
Does the x have to be the same to be parallel?
the slope has to be.
slope has to be exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
So because of this and that, well, x, whatever,
Sorry, makes sense.
they'd be parallel. Okay? And because of the negative reciprocal, so this one would be perpendicular to this one, and this one would be perpendicular to this one. See how they're opposites?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Lots of comparing terms. All right, so if you look at example 3, let me go ahead and erase this. Just glance over that real quick. Okay, so we have 2 lines here. I would like you to, for example 3, just to make sure we're on the same page, I would like you to look at both of those equations, line A and B. Those are on the flag, the little flag. This kind of shows you how we use this kind of stuff in the real world with computer graphics and all that. So look at those 2 lines and tell me if they are perpendicular or parallel or if they have nothing to do with each other.
Perpendicular.
How do you know?
Because, actually, no, they're not.
They're not perpendicular.
They're not.
You have to change them both into y equals mx plus b form.
Because they're both negative.
They are,
No, it's because it's over 90 degrees.
they are not, yes, because the fractions do not line up. The slope is way different. They're not opposites.
Yeah. First
You
look
just looked at the
90 degrees,
answer.
then
I just looked at the picture.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Do you guys understand how you
It's
do that
starting
one?
to come- yeah.
It's essentially doing the same thing we just did, only they're giving you another example to use.
Wait, but if we just look at that,
Last one?
if we just look at line A and B, we can tell it. So then we have to do any work.
No. So if you look at the answers
Right.
in example 3, you can see that they are not. Negative 7 over 12 is not the same or the opposite of 16 over 11.
So we just need the one.
For that one, well, I mean, they did it for you, but yeah, there's nothing to show. Okay, let's look at example 4 now. Okay, so writing an equation of a perpendicular line. I've lost my ability to speak. Blech. Okay, so here we're going to start. Let's see, it says write the equation of a line that passes through 4, negative 5, and is perpendicular to that line there, y equals 2x plus 3. So we're going to start with y equals mx plus b. We're going to plug it in, and we're going to solve for b first. Okay, so everyone do that on your paper. I know it's in your book, but I want you to, when you write it out, it sticks in your brain better. Example 4. Okay. So they give you the slope, it's negative 1/2. They give you x, they give you y. And solve for b. It's like they give you all the pieces to the puzzle, you just need to put the puzzle together.
Oh, wait. Why wouldn't you put in the 3? So when it says y equals 2x plus 3, why wouldn't you just...
Because
Why'd you
you
take it
just
out?
you just need, so that is a separate line. You're not just
But it
going to
shows you-
rearrange that line. They take that line, and they want you to find another line that uses the same slope.
You're
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
not
find the
right.
Or a negative.
perpendicular line
Negative
to that.
I gotcha.
So, but your answer should have two lines. One you don't have to do, you don't have to solve, they give it to you. The other one, you have to work for.
I got you.
Okay, so, let's see, 2. Okay, so, oh wait, I'm gonna add 2 to both sides. B is over here. 5 plus -2 is -3. B equals -3. Okay, so then they're gonna have you put it back in this form. So B equals -3. We're gonna be writing this a lot, because that's just. So the slope we're gonna steal from this original equation. Here we go.
I swear someone just walked in right there.
I was playing tricks on you.
Someone walked in right here.
All right.
That was.
So the original line is that they give you is y equals 2x plus 3. Do you see how these two lines are perpendicular to each other?
Wait, we have to write both of them?
No.
Okay.
No. They give you this in the question. This is your answer.
Okay.
I'm just writing it here so that you can see, so you can compare the two. So it's opposite. It's perpendicular because why?
Because it's the opposite.
Because they changed the negative sign, or they changed the negative to a positive, and they flipped the fraction upside down. The negative reciprocal. Good. Did you guys get that? Okay. Do we do a lot?
It's starting to make sense.
Starting to make sense. Let's do one more example from the guided practice, and then you can work on your homework. Sound good? Okay.
Oh wait, it just says, never mind. I was like, do you want to suggest 5? I was like, wait, this is.
Okay. Let's do number 4 on the guided practice on the bottom. I'm gonna keep my y equals, I'm supposed to be up there so I don't have to write it a million times. Okay. So they give you, let me write this up here, y equals 4x minus 7. That's what they give you. All right, so you need to solve for b. They're going to give you 3 equals, what? Oh, never mind. Where is
I
it?
think I got it.
4 minus 7, I'm sorry.
What?
That's not.
Wait, is this what you got?
That's not what I got.
That's not what I got.
Yes, I got that.
I got
something.
negative
I got-
-1.
Wait, well, because you have to do the reciprocal, so.
Yeah,
you
that's why I
need-
just, I didn't even do
Oh.
any math, I just like.
What?
No, but you need to find the.
No, it can't be minus
There is
7, you're
no-
just, they just gave that perpendicular to the line.
You need to
y
find
equals
the
minus
easier, the
7.
second
Okay.
one
Just
is yours, you have to
define
find your
the
own.
We're doing number 4.
Just find the
I know.
Just find the
It's,
slope.
I got, it's negative,
For the
y
line,
equals
you
negative
need
1
to add the
4x,
7.
but then you have to find the b.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Forget
about this.
So the first
No.
one, this is what they give you, ignore it.
No, I got 19.
This is what you should be using the information, the slope that you get from the first equation they give you, taking the x and y that they give you in the question, you solve for b.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
4
so
times 8, 4 times 4 is 16,
Yeah,
plus b.
Hold on.
that's
Don't
what I
we have
did.
to make it
Yeah,
1/4
don't we have
though?
to do negative 1/4?
But you're
Because
finding
you're
the
finding
b
the
for the,
perpendicular.
you're finding the
Yeah,
b
this
for
is,
that
you're
one.
just finding the b first.
What you're doing
Okay.
first,
Oh,
you're
it's
finding
So
No,
negative,
it's
it's
19.
negative 13.
blah, 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 13.
Negative 13.
Okay, so now,
Then you do
Oh, I
negative-
added, that's why.
okay,
because-
so now we're gonna take this b, we're gonna put it in for this b. The slope we're gonna get from the original question,
You cannot read that.
there's your answer.
b doesn't equal.
Yes, that's
I'm
what I got.
sorry, they want the perpendicular.
Which
So
would
now-
be negative. That's what I got.
Yes.
Okay, so, I don't know, there's not a 4 in it, the only 4 you put in is for the x.
Mhm.
So it's 4 times 4 equals 16.
Mhm.
And then you subtract the 16 from the right side.
The slope they give you.
You don't change that, when you make it a negative, that's just for the slope for the second.
Yeah.
Because the slope is the negative. But then the b, for the
Right.
b, you don't change the.
So your homework,
You don't change the slope with the final.
Wow.
You only change the slope for the second equation because you want it to make it.
your homework is
What's the same about
page 322, number 3 through 15 odd. I'll write this on the board too. 9 through 25 odd, and then 32. Let me write that down. That is your homework.